Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk about over the next 15 minutes or so about Laminar Pharma. Let me check if I can share this with you. Okay, so here we go. Did you get it? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Already. Okay, so we have a company that has developed a new technology to design drugs. We are developing these drugs, and we have something very close to the market. This drug is a very effective drug against glioblastoma, that is a deadly brain tumor. And you have here my disclosure, our disclosure that you can read in the presentation that Marty will share with you. It's so important that a couple of hours ago I received this email with this header from the Innovative GBM and the Tumor Brain Society. So it's an important problem. No solution so far. The best treatment only increased the life expectancy, the median survival that we call, in about 10 weeks. And we have developed this drug that is very promising, increasing the median survival. You see here that it's, about a year in different types of patients. There are patients so-called methylated that have some gene with methylation in the promoter region, and non-methylated, more or less 50% of each. And this image that you can see within the red circle, that white area, that's the brain tumor. And this is the drug that we have developed to fight against this tumor. It's very safe. It's oral. You can take it home. It's a powder that you suspend in water and has not the type of side effects that one could expect from chemotherapy. So this is a real image from a patient, one of the images that we have of the patients in the study. This was monotherapy. That means only with our drug. And as you can see along the time, this patient got rid of this tumor. In addition, we have the orphan drug designation that will enable agencies, FDA and EMA, for a fast approval, like in 6 months maximum. We have the fast track designation from the FDA, the rare pediatric disease designation from the FDA, and we have completed the recruitment. We expect to assemble the dossier next year, early next year, whenever we finish the commitments that we have with the EMA, the European Medicines Agency, so that in about 6 months after that, we will get the approval. We also expect within a few months after getting the approval, the marketing authorization in Europe, to have the NDA, the approval in the USA. And this is a big market. It's a big market that will be growing, and consider that there are no, first line drugs that are no generics. So there are no drugs as first line treatment, as standard of care treatment that are branded drugs. So the market would be much higher when we incept on the market. Our trial was made so that we will be the new standard of care if we get this approval, and it will be combination of temozolomide with our drug, plus radiotherapy and surgery whenever possible. These are the data of our study at this moment. The left-hand graphic was the data in November, not enough time to see any differences. On the right-hand side, you see what happens with patients. Exitus means that the patient is dead, and this is the big bar corresponds to treatment to patients who have been treated with the current standard of care, and this is the new standard of care. So what we have is that we increase the survival of these patients. This is progression. So from progressions, a few months later, these patients go to the Exitus event. And these are the patients who did not show any progression in the size of their tumors. So again, our drug is improving this parameter. And we have approximately 60% of our patients without any progression, while patients with the current standard of care, they are like 25% without progression. In addition, we have measured all these parameters along the time. And as you can see, as time passes by, we have reduction in the median progression-free survival of these patients. So our drug is performing much better than the European Medicines Agency told us that would be good for giving us the approval. We are having a very good hazard ratio, a very good increase in life expectancy, and we expect this approval soon. In addition to this drug, we have other drugs for other indications. Our technology is based on lipids. As you know, this target is not the usual target for most drugs. Most drugs target proteins or they are DNA, RNA related material. So what we have done is after many years of research, we have found out the molecular basis, the cellular basis underlying the effect of different lipids on cell's physiology. Our knowledge explains why certain lipids are good or not good for health. For example, everybody know that cholesterol, saturated fats, triglycerides are bad for health, and saturated fats, omega-3 fatty acids, they are good for health. There is no reason if we only consider lipids as cellular fuel. But if you consider the structural properties of these lipids, especially when they incorporate into membranes, things change. And we have found out that these membranes they constitute a switch that control a lot of functions in cells. So we are regulating these switches, and we have a number of drugs in oncology and neuropathic pain. In neuropathic pain, we have finished successfully with statistically significant results in patients with a spinal cord injury, and we are about to start a phase 3 trial. So we have a very nice pipeline that will help us introduce on the market all these drugs listed here. We have other products at earlier stages of development. This is our next future. We expect to go public next year, and we expect the approval within late next year or early 2027. FDA approval will happen hopefully in 2027. So we are looking for 25 to 30 millions. We have been funding the company over the last years, and we have raised around $30 million over the last 2-3 years. So we are, trying to fund the company until we go public, when we expect to receive some revenues from sales of our drugs. There will be previous money events if we ally with a pharmaceutical company, such as, for example, upfront payments, milestones, and so on. So all in all, this is more or less our status, and I would be happy to take any questions that you may have.
For the investment and the use of proceeds?
Sorry?
Did you give a timeline for the use of proceeds?
More or less, yes. We expect, it depends all on the clinical trial, and the clinical trial depends on what happened with patients. So we have negotiated with the EMA that after 90 Exitus events, we will give the final analysis, and that will happen around February next year. So if we have the dossier assembled by March, April, we expect to have approval from October next year on. And a few months later, we will have the approval for the FDA. So early 2027.
And you had a gap financing available? That's still available? Or
Yes.
just go back to that.
Sure.
Okay.
So this is what we go for. Any form of funding will be very welcome.
And that's a convertible.
Could be loan, convertible, or equity, or loan.
You've received 75 million of financing so far?
In total, yes. In total, yes. Maybe a little more in dollars. But yeah, some 50 millions in the form of equity and 25, 30 in the form of grants, loans, and everything. Loans are all paid back, so we have no debt at this moment.
And when was the last time you guys raised capital? Was that in 2022 or?
No, it was this year, early this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the $260 million valuation?
Well, yeah. Actually, it was an injection that the two main investors of the company paying the amount that they, the company wanted to raise. They injected the money in the company without any type of discount. I was one of them, by the way.
My question is, of the 75 million in equity, is there any names that we should know, and how much the manager or yourself own in the company?
Okay, so it's like 50 millions in equity, 25, 30 in grants. And we have like 5 people who have invested more than 1 million. We have like around 20 people who have invested more than 100,000 in euros. So in dollars would be like 12, 15% more. I own about 30% of the company. Other people there are the Matutes family, Alex Roth. He's here based in New York. Matutes family is very well known in Spain. They have their own family office. There is another small pharmaceutical company called Praxis Pharmaceuticals in Spain. They also have like 5, 6%, something like that. Matutes family has like 11, 12%, 12.
And how much is your cash on hand now, and what is your burn rate?
We have been steady in the window between $8 and $11 million for the last couple of years. Today we have slightly over 9 million, and I could give you the precise amount in euros. It's 8 million and something. So today we have like 9 millions. Our burn rate is around 1 million per month, but we have been steady for different reasons. We, either loans, grants, tax lease. I don't know if you're familiar with this financial tool. Tax lease is something that happens in several countries in Europe. It's a process by which the government returns you a big proportion of your taxes, because we are not, selling anything. We're investing in R&D, and therefore they analyze our company. They say you have 80% of R&D. It's, from my point of view, it's 100%, but they limit the items that you can assign to R&D, and we get like 80% of the taxes that we pay back. So
You mentioned that you plan to go public in next year in the 26, but your approval will be in the 27. Why are you doing that?
well, we will have no less than half a dozen events that will be very positive for our company during the next 18 months. And we expect to have an alliance with a big pharma company. That will be a real event, because we will have an upfront payment. We will have secured a distribution and sale of this product, either in a, let's say, wide region like Europe or the whole world. So this, we will probably jump on the market after that alliance is done. And then a series of events would probably, help the company to go up. One of them would be the approval, the submission of the dossier, our phase 3 trial for neuropathic pain. Neuropathic pain is a huge indication. We expect to make a lot of money out of
We
it.
have time for one last question over here.
If I understood correctly, you do not have a lot of institutional investors who are specialists in the sector, and I'm curious what your experience with them has been.
Well, we had one VC at the beginning of the project. It was a VC that invested €500,000, $600,000, and got 40% of the company. So we thought, and watching the situation in Spain, we thought that it was better to move into other directions and look for funds into other directions. So we repurchased the shares of this VC, but we would be keen on working with them if they, the proposal, if the terms are acceptable.
Great job. Thanks so much.